will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We had a
So,
woman that wanted to make,
huh?
the
Yeah.
woman wanted to make
So,
public
yes,
comment.
so the first thing we're gonna do is have public comment.
That's your
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to just give Lori your name and address.
I already gave it to Lori when you were in the back, but my name, I'll repeat my name. My name is Gina DeFonso, and I live on Biddeford Circle, and this mic is very high.
I take it, you can take it off.
Yeah.
Or tilt it down, whatever.
Or can I
you
just, I'm pretty loud in my own.
Yeah, I can actually hear you fine.
I'm really calling, I came in to see if I can kind of get some clarity on the residential lighting zoning ordinance for neighborhoods. I've been dealing with Jim and Lisa, who've been great, but nobody seems to be able to really explain the ordinance to me. We live in a neighborhood, we live in Carver's Run, which is off of Carversville Road. Been there 28 years. New neighbors come in, which is great. I'm pretty welcoming to everybody that comes in. But now we're having neighbors directly behind me that have started to illuminate the entire house. And it's not just white lights. In the last month, I had 25 nights of red lights for Red October. The whole house.
The movie?
So I don't know what I'm sure when this ordinance was written and it was temporary seasonal lighting, it was meant for Christmas or any other kind of holiday that might be National Memorial Day, 4th of July. But now there's holidays every month. And these packages are sold with a holiday a month. We've celebrated Girlfriend's Weekend. We've celebrated Boyfriend's Weekend. I am Catholic, but I had a week of Easter flashing lights in the backyard. So I just am trying to understand what the rule is, and if possibly it's time to revamp what the definition of temporary seasonal lighting is, and whether the need for a home, part of my problem is in the home that is lit up is over the garage and the peaks. So the homeowners are not enjoying those lights over the driveway at 10 o'clock at night. I will say they go on and they go off the timer, but now sundown is 5:15. So I don't see stars, or we're not seeing the bats that we used to see in the backyards. We're not seeing some of the natural, the things that the lights disturb at night that need to come out. We're just not seeing that because it's so lit up. So that's what I was trying to find out, if there's a way to either understand whether I could be misinterpreting what I've looked up, or whether this has ever been something that's come up to be discussed and reviewed going forward. And it's not just me, it's a few of our neighbors, but nobody wants to come and talk, so I figured,
Yeah,
what the hell, it's 62, I might as well come and talk.
Yeah, we don't.
And I think we haven't had that before, but I know they did mention it to me, and I didn't get into it too much, but
I mean,
you
I
know.
have pictures from,
Yeah.
it started, last Christmas, okay, I understood. Then
Right.
the Eagles went, and believe me, I'm a huge sports fan, so the Eagles lighting was fine. Then I thought it would subside. Then Valentine's Day came. Okay, then I thought that, then St. Patrick's Day came. Then Easter came. Then there was a girlfriend's day and a boyfriend's weekend. I mean,
What? What kind of
and then
lighting?
some of them are flashing. That has subsided since I think people have spoken to the neighbors, but it was like an arcade. The lights were just going. I mean, I sit on my
And
back.
this is off Carversville Road.
And then
Yeah,
the development's off Carversville Road.
Right, so go Carversville Road, then make a right into the neighborhood.
Onto Carversville, the
Yeah.
first development on the left is Carver's Run. It does not have a name outside of it.
Oh, it's on the left.
And
It's
it's
on the
a
left.
small,
Okay.
It's about 40 homes
Yeah.
in that older development, older
Yeah.
homes, 1970. I think our home was built in 1974. So it's
So-
only-
So have you spoken to the residents at all?
Well, I spoke to the residents initially, and when I,
No, the neighbors that are doing it.
the neighbors, yes, I spoke to the neighbor behind me first, because that was recommended by the zoning. And the lights were extremely bright, so they were able to dim them down. But like I said, 25 days of Red October. You know, it went right into the 1st of November because of Halloween. So it just seems to be a long time for a temporary lighting celebration. And there's 2 homes, they're not always on the same timeline, but I just don't understand the ordinance, and I just don't understand it. If I'm wrong, that's okay,
Yeah, we
I
don't.
can understand.
The
if
only
I'm wrong.
time we get into lighting is like the last time you really did it was when Our Lady of Guadalupe was being built,
Okay.
and that was to phase the lighting into the parking lot. You know, so as people came out at nighttime, the lights were on. But if it wasn't a full parking
Right.
lot full of people, it bumped it back. So
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, I think
Right,
a lot of your regulations are based on developments, and then there's just some language in there
Yeah.
permitting
but
season,
it's
like
mostly
seasonal
commercial.
holiday lighting, and the problem is seasonal holiday lighting can be interpreted different ways.
100%.
But, you know,
And I
yeah.
understand that, but I also
Yeah.
think I understood from my conversations with Lisa and Jim that the lights are not supposed to be shining out.
No.
And that the one house behind us that's 2 stories over the garage, there is no eaves. It's out. And like, if you were to go by tonight, you would see, this is the other thing, when they have just the white lights on, they're sporadic. There might be 2 lights and then no lights, and then 2 lights and no lights. And they're lighter, they're not the bright LED. That's not so bad. But when the colors are on, they're every single light bulb and every eaves. And the sides of the house, I'm out in the backyard, they're not even outside. Sometimes the neighbors aren't even outside when all the lights are on. They might, you know, because they're on a timer. So they might not even be enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one who sees them. They're not seeing them because they're inside there. So that's the question I have about the lighting.
Residential, I don't think
Yeah.
like we have it. If you have a spotlight shining on a neighbor's home, that's probably not good.
Right.
But
It may be in a murky area. I mean, we can certainly look into it more,
Yeah,
you know, and everything.
And I understand where it could be in a murky area.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then maybe seasonal needs to be defined to 2 days,
but I don't know if
a
we.
weekend.
I don't think we
oh,
don't have an ordinance with decorative lighting.
Well,
yes,
it,
we do.
yeah,
The
in your
ordinance
zoning
says-
ordinance, and that's where it is. It's not thing. I think probably the lights that, and I don't know exactly what lights you're talking about, but a lot of the lighting, I mean, we get advertisements here at the township all the time, like, ooh, we can come here
Yeah.
and put lighting
Yeah.
around all your buildings, like the LEDs that you put around everything, like they weren't invented a couple years ago. So,
I
you
don't
know,
understand, like, in the
you know.
in the ordinance, it specifically says temporary seasonal, lighting displays are permitted. But what is temporary now? How is temporary
Yeah.
defined? Because temporary shouldn't be half the month. And what is a holiday? Is a holiday girlfriend's day,
right.
boyfriend's
Yeah.
day?
And
You know,
unfortunately,
like-
then you know, and your neighbor may be like, yes, it is.
Exactly.
And
So-
temporary is I
Yeah.
can take it off my house, so that makes it temporary. I'm
Well,
just
and
saying,
I'm
I'm
not
I'm not
temporary,
involved
yeah.
in that, but
No.
but like,
And I do
you
have
know.
neighbors around me that have the lights that come from below.
yeah,
You know, they shoot up, and we do have some neighbors that just have the lights in the front of the home. When you
Yeah.
drive by, you see them, they're in the front. But when they're on every eve of the house,
yeah,
and, you know, I have upstairs bedrooms, and my whole backyard, my whole living space is my back of my house. So I haven't had drapes or anything on the back of my home for 27 years.
Yeah.
Because it's dark. But now, when I come down my hallway and I move into my kitchen, into my living room, I'm looking at a display of red or bright blue, or sometimes multiple flashing lights. And it's just an interesting, you're gonna see more and more of it. If you drive down Point Pleasant Pike, there's houses that are coming up with it. And we're gonna see more and more of it in Buckingham if they
Well, that's what I was
It's
gonna
not
say,
just
and you were,
Buckingham.
to your point.
No, yeah, that's the thing,
This
it's not
was
just Buckingham.
North-
When this was
Northampton
written,
too.
Have it too.
it's a different social order than it is now.
I think they interpreted it for Christmas lights.
Yeah,
And it was
I-
so people wouldn't have a Christmas display in their front lawn all year round.
Right,
But
because it does say also in the zoning for the, it does say if your home is attracting people from the area to see, you had to get a permit or something like that to do that. That's kind of in the zoning, in this area too. But
Oh, I had that in
nobody's
my
doing that.
neighborhood. That's,
Nobody's doing that, but I'm
yeah,
just,
that's.
I bet
You know-
nobody ever has done that in Buckingham.
I don't know, in my neighborhood, where I live in my neighborhood, I'm not in Buckingham, we had the house that had all the lights go, and you would go to the radio station
Oh yeah, and turn on
and
the music. Yeah.
turn on the music and
Yeah,
sit
one of the
out
neighborhoods
and
makes
go
it
through, and
Right.
they were very nice, but we're close friends with the people that have to live across the street from them for 20 years of like that.
Of traffic.
So yes,
just
I
at
know that.
Christmas or?
Yeah, they did Christmas, but
Yeah,
it's
this poor one.
but this is like, yeah, we get hundreds of people to our neighborhood to see this
Yeah, but this
every
is-
year.
I mean,
Yes, different thing. I'm just saying. So, but this is just a seasonal thing. So I think you can look at.
It's a fad.
he just asked me what Red October was. It's for the Phillies baseball.
If there's
Well, they ran
You
a
know
playoff.
what? I didn't.
I know
That went
it's all
over
about
my
the
head
Red
too.
October.
I didn't know either.
Yeah.
So with the sporting too, even with that, I didn't mind when the Phillies were playing, the red lights were on, that was fun. But they lost on the 7th. So why were they on for because they were setting a time, or maybe they didn't think or whatever, but they were on for the whole month. And then they went right into Halloween.
They should have been blue for Dodgers.
Yes, there you go. And we would have been.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
It is starting, so it's something to
it's a-
look
we
at. It is
absolutely-
starting to get more and
Yeah.
more popular.
Yeah, in my
Unfortunately,
area,
as
it is
you know, they
definitely.
have them on now, so you're kind of, you know, even if you change your zoning ordinance, it's tough to go back. So I
Yeah.
think they're, you know,
So there's
I
no-
think what they're trying to do, maybe getting you and your neighbor, like, some things to make it a little bit better in the meantime and that kind of thing. And obviously, I think they probably explained, and you know, no one ever wants to hear this, but I have to explain it again, that you can also say, hey, I disagree. I think this doesn't follow zoning ordinance,
Right.
and bring your own thing, which we have to tell you can do too.
Right.
You know. But that is an option too, a civil thing, especially when it's something that, you know, is new and
It's
changing
gray. Yeah, it's in the gray area.
and gray, but you know.
Yeah, well,
But now there's signs on the side of the road for people that are setting up lights.
but those lines for
Advertise.
setting up lights are usually temporary for the Christmas lights.
Right,
and
right.
then
It's
they
all
do come
Christmas
down.
light. Yeah.
These, I mean,
This is
these
every.
are permanent. I mean, somebody's put them up, and companies are making, listen, they're charging the neighbors a lot of money for these lights. I understand that. They probably paid a lot of money to have somebody come out and not think, they weren't thinking that they were gonna be
Right.
offensive.
Right.
But you're inside, again.
So it's the same lights. They just churn different colors
Yeah.
and do different programs.
their program.
And I, like I said to Lisa when I first brought this up a little bit more in the beginning, I said the fall's gonna come. Right now, it's 8:30, it's dark, they're off
Yeah.
at 11. Now it's 5:30, there's no lights on the tree, there's no leaves on the trees. And now it's going on at 5:15 at night, and it's on till 11 o'clock at night. So all my, you know, like the bedrooms, curtains are drawn, just stuff I never had to do before.
Well, and the
Yeah.
fact that, you know, we live here because of the points of nature that
Right.
you were talking about. It's really upsetting to know about the bats.
Yes, and I know that there's other neighbors who have reached out to Lisa, like I said,
Oh,
I'm the only one that wanted to come
no,
and question it
yeah.
or ask about it. So, I know it's not just a one person, it's all the homes that are backing up to it that are starting to feel a little frustration about it, that's all.
Is the house on Ridgeview or is it on Bedford?
It's actually on, the houses are on Cambridge Circle, 'cause I back up to Cambridge Circle,
Okay.
yeah,
I know where you're going.
yeah, so.
You go look at
We
it.
have to,
I'm not really sure I get that, you have an answer for me
We
or
don't.
that?
We
or
did
if
not- we
I
did
have any
not.
resolution
Hmm.
regarding a home that I've been in for 30 years, but,
Yeah, I wish we
It's-
did, we don't, but you got the zoning.
excuse me?
You are
I know, but
familiar
it's,
with the zoning
it's,
passage.
it's,
Yeah, and
it's
again,
ambiguous.
like I read it, it's different. Temporary to me doesn't mean 25 days later.
I probably agree with you, but it's not defined,
Yeah.
And now you're getting into the holiday season.
and now we're getting into the holiday season.
But that
Yeah.
doesn't mean, you know,
It would
we
never be
can't continue to
resolved
look
by
that.
at it and say,
Oh,
but
yeah,
it is
and
tough.
to be honest with you, I would expect it during the holiday season
Yeah,
because for whatever,
Yeah.
because of the way the ordinance is written, I would expect it for the holiday season.
sure.
I just don't think anybody ever expected lights to be a complete outline of
Mhm.
every eave, of over driveways, of every side of the house. I don't think that people who are on the outside weren't expecting their neighbors to do that to their home.
Mhm.
You know, we have one neighbor, it shines right in they're across the street, it shines right in the house. And, their master bedroom is lit up when the
Right.
lights are on, so it's just an interesting situation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive up and look at it.
Yeah, I was just thinking,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come anytime you wanna come to my house.
I'm
We
just
have a
gonna
couple
drive
outside.
through the neighborhood.
okay,
And just see, so I'm trying to come up with creative, we're thinking maybe planting some more trees, cause now we're also in a development where all the ash trees that have been cut
Yeah.
down, so in our development
Yeah, they
from
all died.
74, we're losing a lot of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't
Mhm.
is it one of only a couple new homes in the neighborhood?
Yes, the tenant, the people who are just in the house are a little over a year, the direct behind me, and the other one's just a few years. So they're new people to this area.
Right. Oh, they are. So it's not the house that caught on fire.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Just
no.
making sure.
Yeah, it's not that house.
Okay. But it's on Cambridge Circle.
Mhm. And like I said, I just thought, since Lisa and, Jim couldn't really define what this was, the ordinance really meant, they said was gray, they suggested I come and,
Yeah, it's a first we've ever heard of it. We can mention it to Dan, who has a conflict in meeting tonight.
Yeah,
He's our
he had
engin-
another meeting
he's
when
our
we
engineer,
changed it.
Yeah, but
so.
yeah, I've never heard of anything like that before.
well,
But
I
yeah.
think they're gonna become more and more popular.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I think you're gonna see it more and more development.
yeah,
The big lights, at least you see the lights under the soffits like you have
Yeah.
over your stage there, but at least
They're shining.
Those are a lot. We have a couple people in our neighborhood that have redone their house and have those, but at least they just
Shine down
shoot down.
at the house.
And
yeah.
one of the houses has those lights that were shooting down. They don't use those lights that are shooting down in front of their windows anymore.
Right.
well,
Now they've gone to these lights, and I just wonder why.
and when,
Perhaps those lights were lighting up their windows a lot, and they went to a different way of lighting the outside of the house.
and when a house is being built or you're doing a renovation, there are rules about what kind of lights and how the luminescence and where they can shine and all. This is a whole different ballgame.
Right, but the ordinance does talk about how it's not supposed to be able to shoot to the street.
Yeah.
And you
Stay
can
on your
see these are
property.
shooting to the street, you see
Yeah.
them. They're not
Yeah.
supposed to shoot into your yard, but yet there's no eaves, so they are shooting directly into the yard. Whether it's 10 feet into somebody's yard, if somebody can't walk into their downstairs, their living area with their family and not see lights, it seems like that's a little bit intrusive to somebody's
Yeah.
home, especially when the lights are over a garage.
Yeah.
So, all right, thank you for your time, I appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you for coming.
Get us something to work on to really
And
legally to
Louis
try
has
to,
her name.
to
Yeah, we have her name
Yes.
in contact.
Not even growing plants with these lights, darn it.
And like,
24
like I
hours
said,
a day.
The other thing is the bats.
Yes.
The nightlife that needs the darkness to do what it's supposed to do.
yeah, why would you
and
move
we're
out
not
here if
seeing
you
that
weren't,
at
anyway,
the home.
yes.
All right, thank you very much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right,
Not to interrupt you, do you record? Do you record?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah,
You
Stephanie.
gonna-
Yeah,
a
Stephanie.
charger for this?
Stephanie asked.
Stephanie Weiser,
I don't have a
3006
different kind of
Amberton
computer, I
Way.
have Apple.
Hillary.
This is Apple.
Oh,
Oh yeah, hold on, guys.
Sorry, my phone died, my computer
I
died.
actually brought my cord.
Thank you.
Here's my
Sorry,
cord.
guys.
No, it's fine.
Okay,
Thank you.
sorry
I
about that
happen to
stuff.
be prepared.
Okay, I wasn't apparently.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hi. Actually, it wasn't two things, but I just wanted to say that we did have a woman come to the EAC meeting who was a Doylestown resident, but people in Buckingham had lights that shine directly into her bedroom. And they keep the lights on, their house lights, or exterior lights, and they keep them on all night long. And they're not motion detector lights, and they've asked them, they've written letters and so forth.
My
And
neighbor does.
she was, so I just wanted to say that because John, you mentioned that this is a kind of a new thing, but I agree. I think it's gonna be happening more and more. People, I don't know if they move here from, other places where they feel they need to have lights on outside of their house all the time, but, to Maggie's point, you move out here into the rural suburbs so that, we can have a little bit of nature around us, and it is very bad
Are you
for
getting juice?
the insects and for the animals that
Yes,
fly
thank you.
and so forth, and so, I don't know if there's some way we can move forward with this, but I do think it's
Although
gonna
I
be
may
important to do that. So that was just an aside to what you were saying. But she lived in Doylestown, and it was a
In the bor-
Buckingham
in
resident.
the
She
borough,
lives on
in the
Chubb
borough,
and
yeah.
backs up to
Yeah,
Do
Right.
you remember what,
Yes.
who it was? Because you were there.
Yes, and I spoke to Rich about it.
Oh, you did? Oh,
Yeah.
great, thank you.
Mhm.
So, the other thing was, just a quick aside, and Maggie, I think,
That's when it was, when Rich was here.
yeah, it was,
Yeah,
It
I'm
was
not
Rich,
having
okay.
a
It was a
senior
while
moment.
ago,
It was
there's
a
a-
while ago.
it was a while ago.
I'm like,
There was a
Lisa's,
memorable
yeah.
moment. The other thing is, and Maggie, I believe you were at a couple of the EAC meetings, we brought up about the landscapers who I think maybe you got rid of for this reason, that they killed a number of trees in Holcomb Park because they would mow into them or they would weed whack
They
around
were
them.
weed whacking around the trees.
Trees, and it
Around the
actually
base.
killed the trees in Holcomb. So I just wanted to make sure that, I just wanted to ask that you have that discussion with Amber Industries. I realize that, they're gonna be contracted, which is great. And, but just that they are aware of the fact that there are all of these new trees that the high school students put in, and Jim dug all those holes and oversaw, and
And the
so.
high school students,
Pardon?
and the high school
Yeah,
students
the high
helping.
school students, yeah, exactly. I mean, and it was great, the pictures and on the website and everything was wonderful. So just that we were careful of those trees. Plus, we have the trees in the back here that we put in. So I was just wanted to, in case it, whoever, well, I guess Dana, you'd be the one who's talking with them, so mention that kind of thing to them. Thank you, appreciate it.
Good. Anybody else? Oh, okay.
Matt Rowe, 3352 Dark Hollow. And I just wanted to, I sit on the Bucks County Agricultural Land Preservation Committee, and we were talking about ACA, so agricultural security areas, and the Rip Farm, one of the farms that we're trying to pass through, is being held up by the Agricultural Security Advisory Commission, and I wanted to see if they would be meeting anytime soon.
I'm sorry, what farm?
Being held up. Rip.
Rip Farm, yeah, I don't know anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
if-
just needed a confirmation, and I didn't even know if they needed to meet, whether the head of that board.
You know what, it's just at the process of getting there. We
Yeah.
couldn't do anything with the Rip Farm until the appraisal came into the county.
Correct.
Oh, I'm telling you what you already know. So,
They just brought that up, and I thought that was, I know my wife sits on that board, and it's been about 5 years, and they've never met. And so when I heard that in our meeting last Thursday, I just thought I'd bring it up and see if you guys maybe would meet, and then if
We
we
meet,
had-
yeah, we meet when
When?
somebody fills out an application for agricultural security, and then we get together and we meet and we approve it.
and
And it's that simple.
And we're
Yeah, we haven't-
getting to that point in the township process. So when they
But they
get,
have the commission meets to approve that, or they don't need to meet to to
No, we
approve,
meet
so-
to approve.
No,
it.
you
approve it.
don't, no, you don't
No.
need to meet to approve it. You can meet, but
We used to always
the
meet
way
for it.
you've done it in
Yeah.
the past also is that people apply and you let it go because
Yeah.
there were a lot of procedures
Well-
about that and do that. So, but that's not holding up RIP at
No.
all.
No, and I don't think that's.
We
I
just
think
talked
it
to the
just
county
brought up-
about
it
RIP
brought up the
last,
point
like a
that I
couple
brought
weeks
it up
ago.
To my wife, and she said she had never met, and I thought that would be a
You've
great
never met.
opportunity for that committee to maybe meet and talk, especially
Is it preserved?
nowadays.
We're gonna preserve it with the county. It's
Yeah.
not, it's,
It has to be, go through ag,
Yeah.
security before it gets preserved.
Yeah, but they can just do. They can just fill up their application at time. Does he have his application in yet?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
Craig's on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
what's, we're just as Matt knows what the county process is, and when it gets to a certain point, it comes to us. We can't order an appraisal, they don't need to approve it yet until it gets to that point in our process. But it is absolutely on top of the heap.
I don't doubt it. I guess my main incentive on this was just to kind of embrace the fact that commission hasn't met in a while, and that I think it would probably be good to have some people with like-minded mentalities, especially when we're going through this with trying to get more preserved land and possibly, trying to accommodate some of the landowners that might look towards Toll Brothers here in the short future, and maybe with a strong ag commission, we can sway them the other way and bring them towards Maggie and preservation.
Yeah, the ag security is that's it. It's just ag security.
But
Because
it's a
you have your
necessary-
ag preservation
Which-
We
plan.
need
we're
the
actually-
ACA for any kind of, to even get on the county list,
Right.
and then split the funding.
Yeah, but we
between the
preserved
township.
a lot of land since, even though we haven't met, they hand in their ag security application and it gets approved, and then we preserve the property.
And we put
we need-
properties on
yeah.
on the county list every year that we have them, and this year the county is partnering with us on 2 properties, so,
And they
it's-
rank really high, yeah, I
And
agree.
it's
I
the
think
Ag
that's-
Preservation Committee that follows through on this, and we actually have a property that we're ready to, do the easements on, so, yeah, but point well taken, so thanks.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, anybody else?
Hi, it's Miles Scambozzi, 4591 Mechanicsville. I just wanted to thank the 325 committee and the township supervisors for the open space, and Paul for his extreme excitement and enthusiasm for the general greening. That's it.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Miles.
Miles.
Thank you.
Yes, that's great.
And thank you for enjoying the 325 celebration. Thank Paul. Paul, of the 3 of us, Paul really shepherded that whole process through, and Dana, Lori, but, it's really been exciting. So we're heading for another 325.
And 250 next year.
250 next
Drink
year.
my
250
coffee
next
out
year.
of that cup every morning.
There you go. Oh my gosh, what kind of lights should we be having on for 325? Don't quote me.
None.
There you go. Okay.
Thanks, Miles.
Okay, board's announcements. The admin offices of Buckingham Township will be closed November 27th and the 28th for the Thanksgiving holiday. The November 26th and the December 24th Board of Supervisors work session and regular business meetings have been canceled. There will be a work session and regular business meeting on Wednesday, December 17th, and the annual reorganization meeting, including a regular business meeting, will take place on January 5th at a time that we haven't determined yet, and a lot of times we meet at 5. A couple times we've met in the late afternoon, but we'll see. We'll decide and we'll announce, and that is dictated by the state, that we meet on the first Monday after the new year unless there's a holiday. Come to the Buckingham Township annual tree lighting on Friday, December 5th. Santa Claus arrives. Last year, Santa Claus was standing on top of the fire engine. It was unbelievable. And at 6 o'clock, the CB East Choir will sing, and at 6:30, Santa Claus will arrive. We'll see if he's standing on top of the fire truck this year. There's a Red Cross blood drive on November 13th, yikes, that's tomorrow, and December 15th from 2 to 7. Go to www.redcrossblood.org to schedule your appointment. And that's all my announcements, except there's also somebody else in here I'd like to thank for the 325th celebrations, and that is Denise Califati.
Thank you. I was actually just gonna mention for our blood drive, because of the we're doing this whole thing for 325, we're trying to get 325 pints of blood. We are 50 pints short, not short, because we are on our goal, but we are 50 pints, and we will hit 325. So we should be able to hit that, hopefully, by the end of this year.
Good.
So,
Great.
yeah,
Good.
we do
Thanks
about
for
35 pints every blood drive. So I think that's exciting. So give blood.
Okay. We're always giving our blood for the township.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
All right.
And then also, I just wanted to
Yeah.
say, happy Thanksgiving, everybody, because, this is our last meeting until Thanksgiving. And we all have a lot to be thankful for in life, so, God is good, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. And look at the wonderful things in life God has given us
We gotta
all.
talk about Jim again.
Great township.
Oh, yes,
And
yes.
great friends and great
Let
family.
me find
So
it.
Yes.
enjoy it and remember what God has given you.
And actually, John and I are both remembering that we need to talk about Jim Gemmell,
Jim
who
Gemmell.
passed away.
So Jim has a farm up on Burnhouse Hill and Cold Spring Creamery Road. He's been around for a long time. He used to work for the attorney. He worked for the Attorney General's office as an investigator years and years ago. He was the president of the firehouse in Point Pleasant from 1990 to 2009. He was a former Buckingham Township supervisor. He was a World War II vet. And forever, as we had ambulance discussions with Central Bucks Ambulance, he was the president of Central Bucks Ambulance for, oh my God,
Long time.
long
Yeah.
time.
I
He
think
was
he was
25
one
or
of the
30 years.
initiators.
Yeah.
And I think he recently turned 100 years
He
old.
Yeah,
recently
he
just
did.
turned 100 years old last
Mhm.
year. So, wonderful guy, character like you would never meet, and he was just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was so lucky because I go to the Doylestown Fire Company. I think it's still called the Old Timers
Yeah,
Night.
it is the old timers.
But I went to dinner and I sat with Jim for the whole dinner and we talked about a million things. And I don't know, when was that, like June or it's in the summer. So,
Yeah,
thank you, Jim.
Yeah, one of his daughters even married one of our police officers once upon a time.
You're getting an inside skinny.
Oh yeah. More.
So, now that you have all the inside info, I move that we approve the
Like 40 years
payroll
ago.
for the weeks ending October 23rd, 2025 and November 6th, 2025, and the bill list for the meeting of November 12th. The payroll and bill list total $910,499.15.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 4, I move that we approve the draft supervisor minutes of the October 8th, 2025 work session, October 22nd work session, and the October 22nd regular business meeting.
Second.
Okay, questions, comments? All in favor? Aye. Number 5, I move that we consider accepting various departmental minutes and advisory board minutes. In this meeting, it's only building and zoning monthly statistics for October 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aha,
Okay. Dana's
drum roll,
Dana's
because
favorite
we're
part
going
of the year.
to consider approving and posting the presentation of the 2026
Gotta see
Buckingham Township budget.
Oh my goodness, yes. That time of year,
Can we turn it back?
Watch out for the dollar.
gotta bring out the dollar.
So, we start our budget presentation, we start in September. Actually, Jill gets us started in August, and the staff, and we go through, we do all our departments and department heads, they submit their wish lists, we cut it down, we, put that all together, and then we, go into the board. We had, several work sessions on the budget, I think 3 in total, where we went through, and then we compiled that all together, and then tonight we have the presentation, and then starting tomorrow, you'll get to see it on the website. We have it available here, and then December 17th, the board considers it for the final adoption. So, what everyone always wants to know is there any millage? Are you increasing our taxes? So we're going to start with that. There is no general fund millage since 1998 in Buckingham Township. So for the 27th year in a row, we are not proposing any additional tax millage. Now you may recall in 2025, for this year, we did increase for our fire services, just from 0.75 mils to 1.5, and we have emergency services and open space. But that's a later, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about expenditures and revenues. So start with that. So the things we spend money in here, we have admin, police, building and codes, parks and rec, roads, and our increases this year, we have new employees. We are going to have an additional employee in our police department going into next year. We have have other things we were looking at. We do have some increased police expenditures and in code expenditures. There's some things we're doing to we've been streamlining and getting some of our building code and processes and permitting online. Now we're going to make the next leap where people can actually do it all online. If they so choose, they can still come in if they rather like pencil and paper to it, but they can do that more online and schedule that all. But all of those things cost the money. So we have some expenditures in there. Our revenues, we're also predicting to be a little bit up. We're very conservative when we budget our revenues, and I think that's part of the reason why we have weathered the storms over the years, because we've never said, hey, everything's going great, we'll just spend that money. No, we're being conservative, we're looking at it conservatively. So our revenues are our transfer tax, our earned income tax, they're our largest revenue items. And we do have expenditures because we do have a very healthy fund balance, and we do have some really great projects in the works. We do have our expenditures are in excess of our revenues for the coming year's budget. Let's break that down a little bit more. So our revenues, as I just said, the earned income tax and the local services tax is the big part of the pie. We have fees, transfer taxes is our yellow. We have licenses and permits, and that's really our building department fees, which really just goes to cover the building department. That's it. Our goal is always to break even. Sometimes we don't even do that, but we try. And then we have transfers coming in, and then any miscellaneous or things. Then our expenditures. So as I was saying, some of the things that our police are 42% of our budget is just our police department. So you start there. And then you have to add in our roads and facilities. We're the largest municipality in Bucks County, so we have 13 miles of just township roads, I think, at this point.
everyday running of the general government. We have some capital projects and parks and recs in there, and we have some transfers we have going on. So going back to the taxes. So again, no tax increase, but to go over the township millage in a little bit more details. The total Buckingham Township millage is 4.75 mils. So 3 mils is our open space referendums, 1.5 the fire companies, that's with that increase we made this year, and 0.25 goes to emergency services or our ambulance company. So how does that look to our neighbors? Well, we have their 2025, so we don't have their 2026. So they may go up, they could go down, doesn't normally happen, but in fairness, I wanna say that. So right next door, not to knock on them, but Solberg's is at the top there, and then you can see where we are. So our millage, to our surrounding municipalities, is nice and low, and we are very proud of that we can take that, and we run a lean operation here, and I think that helps us keep that done. But now I do know that people will say, and I'm sure not anyone in this room, but people will say like, oh my gosh, I don't believe it, I pay so much taxes in Buckingham, it's so high. Well, this is what's really happening. So your taxes are basically all going to school. So, bottom line. But, that's fine. That's most municipalities. That's fine. So, school district is 146 mils, a little bit more. So, they have most of your pie. So, that's your big bill that you get. Then, the other bill you get is actually a combination of county and Buckingham. So, even that bill, we're only a sliver. So we're that point, 4.75 mils, like I said, and the county right now is at 27.45. So when you get that combo bill, that's how much we are of that. So we kind of disagree because I like Starbucks more, but it's even more expensive, so I try to only brew at home. But the average tax bill here versus a small latte at Dunkin' Donuts each day, which is like really the cheapest coffee you can get. Like this isn't, sprinkles, foam, all that jazz, because I know what my daughters try to buy when we go to Starbucks. But the average annual tax bill here is a little over $200. That's what you pay Buckingham. So if you go and you are really good and you only get that small latte at Dunkin' Donuts, you are paying $1,250. And after this, I always have to kick my coffee habit, but that's where we are. And then I have to, let me save my notes if I missed anything, because
the dollar bill.
I'm getting there. I always like to see now go straight to the bill. I think I got all my notes on there. So yes, it would not be a budget presentation if we did not do the real estate bill. And this actually is a better way to even look at it. So for every tax dollar that you spend, property taxes, here in Buckingham, 82 cents goes over to Central Bucks, and 15 cents goes to the county, and 3 pennies, which I don't even think they use anymore, right?
It's a little over 2.5.
A little over 2.
Pennies.
Goes to us.
2%.
Yeah.
A little over 2%. A little over 2%.
Little over 2%. So, we try very hard. We are still AAA bond rated, and to keep our finances, and we're very proud of it. And our finance director, Jill Pistori, for anyone who doesn't know her.
Yes, some of the staff do not care for me very much.
It's really hard to get past her, and that's a wonderful thing It's always good.
Thank
to-
you, Jill and
Yep,
Dana.
to shout that. So that's where we are, that's what we're looking at, for next year. We have, you know, the money that we are spending on projects are things that, you know, we're looking at some additional trails. We put some money aside, we're looking at a couple different options. We're looking at,
Deer hunting.
an upgrade
Right.
to our website.
Protecting our farmers.
We have,
I was thinking
your face.
PFAS filtration.
Well, that's completely
Well, that's
separate.
something different. So I'm
what I was gonna ask.
actually glad you said that, because I do this on the general fund. So this is like your general fund, and this is what everyone pays, okay? But now water and sewer, just like you said, and yeah, we're spending a lot of money on PFAS, as we have to and we should. But it all comes out of water and sewer money. So those funds are different, they're not combined with these. They're run as like enterprise funds, as business funds,
Because
and
they
they're
have
all
to-
customer money.
Yes, they have to.
So, yes, the people that are on the water systems here, you know, have to cover some of the PFAS. We're obviously trying to get as many grants as we can to do that and everything. But the general public who might not be on a well, maybe on a private well, and not part of the system, they actually only need this presentation. Or this is what covers that. So yes, so we actually wear a couple different hats here, because we have that whole, and that has to cover itself, and you were just at the Water and Sewer Commission meeting, so that has to cover itself, and then the township has to also, so, yeah,
Thanks for the clarification.
no problem. All right, can I post the budget?
I'm gonna make that motion. Wherever we are.
6.
Number 6,
Where's my picture?
I am going to
That'll be available
move
online?
Yeah,
that
tomorrow morning,
we,
she'll put it on the website.
I,
Awesome, thank you.
I'm moving that we're going to approve the posting of the 2026 Buckingham Township budget.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Paul.
Questions or comments?
Nope. Not for me.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, do
And
it.
you mean the budget online, right? You know what my,
Yeah, the budget.
Oh,
Do you want this
put
one
that
too?
on
Oh, we put
last
it on
year,
last year.
so
We'll
I
put it
told
on
her to
too.
put it, to get your
yes,
final version.
we'll put it on tomorrow.
And we'll I told, Brittany to talk to you tomorrow morning about it,
Yeah,
getting that on there too.
we will do that.
Wait,
Alright.
is that the PowerPoint? Or
Yeah,
yes.
last year we did the
Yeah.
PowerPoint.
We did do the
For
PowerPoint
the
last
first
Yeah,
time,
we did.
because somebody,
Yeah.
I think had requested it here.
When it was
Okay.
my
And it
birthday,
makes sense.
when it was my
Yep.
birthday, you put my face on the dollar bill.
That's
I'm
right.
just saying.
Forgot all about
It's
that.
5 days away, I could have used my face on there, but I wasn't.
I forgot I did do that one year.
Yeah. It's okay.
Missing opportunity.
Oh my
I wonder
goodness.
if I
You
might
did
have
it.
to pull, I might have to pull up that
Yes.
presentation and
You might have to put that online,
put that one online,
That's
right?
funny.
say for Paul's birthday.
Okay,
Number
we're
6.
going to
Thank
7.
you.
Go.
I move that we approve resolution 2660, 2660, Township of Buckingham, Bucks County, a resolution requesting a statewide local share assessment grant, grants are good, from the Commonwealth Financing Authority in the amount of $756,000 to be used for
Lagoon.
lagoon dredging.
Perfect. Second.
Okay. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, we gotta pay for those lagoon, get a grant for that.
Which
Number
is
8,
Not taxpayer money.
yeah. Number 8, I move that we, wait, did I miss a resolution? No, okay.
No, you got them all.
I move that I move that we agree to the developer's request for extension to November 13th, 2026 for the stormwater facility development contract between Fair Winds Holdings LLC and Buckingham Township tax map parcel 6-22-6.
Second.
Questions, comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 9, I move that we agree to the developer's request for an extension to December 1st, 2026 for the residential development contract for the Gash Tract subdivision, Township File SA 2004-04. You know what 2004 means?
Yeah.
21 years. I remember
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Second.
haven't sold it yet.
Yeah.
Questions or comments, anybody?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, crying out loud, that's my comment. Number 10, I move that we agree to the developer's request for an extension to December 1st, 2026. December 1st? Within, 2026, to complete improvements, as set forth in the land development contract covering the Pennsylvania Biotechnology Center, Township File LD 2017, that's not bad, 02.
Second, but this is a really large project.
Yes, it is, and,
This is up by the airport.
yeah, and we are so lucky to have the Biotechnology Center in Buckingham. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 11, I move that we agree to the developer's request for extension to December 14th, 2026, to complete the improvements as set forth in the stormwater facility development contract between Sugar Bottom Farms LLC and Buckingham Township tax map parcel 6-17-61.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 12, I move that we agree to the developer's request for an extension to December 14th between Buckingham Friends School Gymnasium and Science Building and Buckingham Township LD 2022-01.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 13, I make a motion to approve the stormwater facility development contract, stormwater controls and best management practices operation and maintenance agreement, and grant of easement between Buckingham Township and Consolidated Pipe and Supply Company, Inc., stormwater permit PSW 240047, 4210 Burnhouse Hill Road.
Second.
Questions or comments for that mouthful? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 14, I move that we approve the escrow release number 1 for Fair Winds Holding LLC, 3375 Dark Hollow Road. Again, tap map parcel 06022-006. Stormwater facility development contract in the amount of $109,594.67. Thank you, Dan.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Are you abstaining?
Aye.
Oh.
Yeah.
Additional managers items. I move that we accept the Director of Public Works recommendations. That's our Public Works, head of our Public Works staff.
Eric.
For Eric Heinz, for award of a 3-year, $114,900 contract for the first year with a 3% increase for each of the following 2 years to Ambler Industries LLC of Furlong.
Second.
Okay. We have a process that we follow, the MPC, Municipalities Planning Code. We
The
have
township,
bids.
Second-class township code.
Second-class township, right. We take bids and we award usually to the lowest bidder that has the best work record. That's my comment. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Me too.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. I move that we award the Cold Spring Well Number 4 Radon and PFOS removal, the contract BT 2501 to Blooming Glen Contractors, Inc. of Skippack, PA, in the amount of $2,272,925.
For this one.
Second.
And I was just discussing with Dana, and Dana has, and Jill have applied for a lot of grants for this.
We're working working on them.
Yeah, so,
We are.
That
Yeah.
one we have.
And this particular one we do have from
Yes.
PennVest.
Yeah.
This is the big
This is the
PennVest
big-
grant.
That's the $2 million,
great.
Correct.
2.7 altogether.
2.2 something.
It's two, yeah.
Yeah,
What's
2
that?
million of it, a little over 2 million is the grant
Right, but
portion,
then
and then a
the
low
600
interest loan.
bond.
Right,
Okay,
So
good.
that's-
And that goes specifically to this project.
right,
The PFAS, this
Yeah.
particular PFAS.
Yes.
yes,
Yep, okay,
for the
wonderful.
Cold Spring system.
You got a
Correct.
second from
I got,
Paul?
I got a second.
Any
All in
questions
favor?
from?
Aye.
Aye. Okay,
Okay,
I think that's the end of the agenda, but I just wanna add to the minutes that we had an executive session. We talked about, police contracts and some legal issues.
and we are gonna still have
And it's not executive
no,
though.
it's not.
It's not
Yeah.
executive.
So I'm gonna make a motion that we close this meeting on November
Who do you
twelfth,
wanna sign this one?
2025.
Dana only.
Dana?
Okay, all in favor to close?
Aye.
Aye.
Closed. Closed.
Okay, but
Done.
we still have one more